Hello guys, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, my name is Edda. And in today's video, I thought I would try something different and do a repot and chatty chill video. So we'll see how it will turn out. I was thinking about whether I should do this video or not, because I want to touch on some personal and important topics and basically just tell you and open up a little bit why I started this channel, why I started this hobby, what plants give to me in general, what they add to my life. And I know that there are not many people watching my videos yet, but I'm really hoping to build this channel and create a nice community here with like-minded people. And the first step to reach that is for me to open up a little bit and let you guys know me a little bit more. Yeah, I hope it's not gonna be awkward, because there are some days when filming videos comes naturally and I feel like I can act normally in front of the camera. But today, I don't know, something's different. So if I'm being awkward, just take it and go with the flow. I'm going to show you the plants that need repotting, and I'm going to actually make a moss ball for one of my plants. But without further ado, let's get started. I have 4 plants that we're going to take care of today. This is a Anthurium luxurians, and this is so cute. I got this one 2 weeks ago from Marketplace, and the thing that concerns me is that this leaf is not growing at all, not sizing up at all. It's still in the original plastic cup that I received it, and I'm gonna just check on the roots and see what's going on, and I might repot this one. I usually let my new plants acclimate and adjust for a week or two and then, bother them a little bit. The next one is also an Anthurium crystallinum. And this dude needs a repot. And yeah, and it's never a bad thing to check on the roots when you bring home a new plant. I mean, obviously I can see it's healthy and all, but still. And you might familiar with this guy. This is my Colocasia Mojito, and I believe she's root bound because I recently noticed that I basically need to water this guy in every 2 days, which is a lot. And unfortunately, I forgot that I already fertilized it by the time that I watered it for the second time, and it got some fertilizer burn. But luckily, it only affected one leaf. And yeah, so I checked on the roots. I can show you. It doesn't seem to be that extremely root bound, but the way this one is acting lately just really tells me that I need to repot. Also, the leaves are really droopy. This plant has been always perky and everything. There was no issue with that. So I'm going to repot this one. The biggest project is with my Monstera Thai Constellation. I've already taken this guy out of its pot. I don't even know where I put the pot. Okay, never mind. So situation is the same with this one as with my Colocasia. So I checked on the roots. It's a little bit more root bound. And this one dries out very, very, very quickly. So I decided to size it up just a little bit so that it can focus more on the foliage than developing more roots. And I was also thinking if I should give this one a moss ball or not. I don't want this to crawl. I want this to climb. So this is the newest leaf. It's already hardened off and it's beautiful. I love when Monstera give me fenestrated leaves. That's so cool. But no new leaf is on the horizon yet. Let's start off with the smallest one, the Anthurium. Let's check out the roots first. Okay. This is the root. It feels so delicate. I hope I'm not gonna bother it Too much? I can smell a little funky thing. So I'm gonna soak this one in hydrogen peroxide. I wanna make sure it's not rotted. It would be disappointing. I haven't even done anything with this plant. I just basically put it in my cabinet. So if it's rotting, then this is the way I got it, which would be, well, which would be sad and disappointing. Okay, let's check on this guy. So beautiful. I love the outer rim is pinkish. I don't know if you can make it out or not, but yeah. And this plant can grow huge actually. That's why I wanted. Ooh, look at that. Nice, healthy root system. And there are actually newer roots there. Cool. Oh, actually, I don't even remember when I watered this plant because the soil is quite dumb. But yeah, today was the day to film this video, so I did not really want to wait with this stuff further. I'm gonna give this guy chunkier mix. What I have at home is I don't remember the brand, but it's basically a tropical mix you can find at Canadian Tire or Home Depot. And I mixed it with leca. The mix itself contains, I believe, moss, some kind of moss, which is not sphagnum moss, but the other one. I don't remember the name. And then perlite. It's not the chunkiest, but it's definitely better than just a regular soil mix. I thought that this was two different plants, but they are stuck together. But look at the root system; it's so healthy. There's only one yellow leaf. We got that. The original nursery pot was 4-inch, so we're gonna go with this one. It's gonna be perfect, I believe. Oh yeah, it's gonna be perfect with that. I might just mix this soil with my own mix. I'm just getting rid of some root parts and everything. Just look through the soil. I'm always struggling how to set up the camera so that you guys can see everything that is going on here. So this is my mix. Perlite. I think this is cocoa chips, but I'm not sure. In some days, I like to touch the soil with my bare hands and just mix it. I don't know what's the scientific reason or if it's backed up or not, but I feel like I'm connected to nature or something like that when I touch soil and take care of plants and things like that. Of course, my phone died while I was talking to you, but point is, it's done. So I'm not gonna water this just now because the soil is still damp. And it's already settled very nicely. It's not droopy or anything. So yeah, this one is done. I think this will be the perfect angle, kind of. I hope so. The first Anthurium is soaking. This one is done. I think we can do this guy here. So beautiful. I don't even know which one is the newest leaf, but look at that. Colocasias are so underrated. I don't know why. I actually found a really, really, really cool Colocasia on Etsy. It's called Something's Mask. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not much of a help when it comes to names today. Sorry about that. I actually saw a post on Instagram and someone has the same plant and the newest leaf was half moon. So half of the leaf was completely black and then the other one is similar to that and it looks so good. It was really, really, really cool. Okay, I forgot to mention to you how I'm gonna repot this one. This is an easygoing plant in general, but when it comes to watering, it gets very dramatic very easily. Even if I'm late with the watering by one day, what I've been doing recently with my finicky plants, for example, my Alocasia Jacqueline, is I use clear vase. You can find similar vases in thrift stores and they are so cheap. I basically create a self-watering system. Obviously, I don't have pond. I'm gonna fill this vase with lacquer, probably to this point, and then the rest of the vase will be filled with sphagnum moss, which I am already soaking. And this is how I'm gonna keep this plant, because I realize that this way I don't need to stress about this plant. Well, stress is maybe exaggerating because I'm not losing sleep over this plant at all, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna get rid of the soil and I don't wish to keep it at all. Well, I'm curious how this plant's gonna take the repot, because I recently repotted my Alocasia portadora, and yeah, I separated some baby plants and I was looking for corms. I messed with the entire root system. Oh no, I think there are some rotting there. I'll show you. See? This and there, and I think it's a dry rotting. This plant likes to be moist all the time. Okay, so what I was saying before, right before my phone died, this is the second time that my phone dies this morning. I don't know why. So what I was talking about is that this plant doesn't tolerate drying out at all. So I really do think that this setup's gonna be great for her, because of this dry rot and everything. Is just now I'm seriously thinking about whether I should do this or not, because I would really need to get rid of all the soil, like everything, and that would really stress this plant out. So I don't know, what should I do? Like, I'm gonna get rid of the soil. And actually, while I'm doing that, I think it's a great time to chat a little bit about why I started this hobby and why I started this YouTube channel and everything in general. So I started this hobby basically this year. So I'm still new to it, but I'm very happy that I found this hobby. It makes me really happy. It keeps me motivated. It gives me purpose. It calms me. So I think it's something to do with, I mean, it's different for every person, right? Everyone has different reasons why they choose some hobbies. For me, it's really calming. It's really exciting at some point. Like when I find a plant that I really like and put it on my wish list and I start to basically hunt for it. And that is so exciting, check out different kind of stores that I go to just to see if they carry it or anything like that. That's the exciting part of it. And there's always something to experiment with, like this new type of setup, how the plant will react to that. It's so nice when you rescue a plant and you figure something out, what you could do to help the plant, and it works. That's so rewarding. That's so nice. It's definitely something that I really enjoy. And from an aesthetic standpoint, since I have plants, my apartment feels more like home, which is weird because this is my home. I own this apartment, but I don't really like the area that I live in. And I don't really like my neighbors. Sorry if you're watching this video. I just don't really feel like I belong here. So yeah, there have been many conflicts and bad situations with some neighbors. And I quit my job December last year, and I was working at that place for a year and a half, which I deeply, deeply regret because it was the most negative experience when it comes to work. And I'm not exaggerating. I when I say that my boss was a bully, and I don't know, I don't like to talk about it because I feel like I'm over this situation. I put it behind me, and I just don't. Oh gosh, look at that. Sorry, sorry, Plenty. Sorry, I'm trying to be gentle. So the point is, in a nutshell, I quit that job. I wish I had quit earlier, but I thought I used to think because I was manipulated, I used to think that something's wrong with me and I'm not professional. I don't act like a professional, whatever. I was basically called out for every tiny little mistakes that I made that everyone would make. And that was super frustrating, especially for someone who just moved to a different country, and I'm trying to, get used to the culture. I'm trying to fit in and things like that. And I'm trying to, learn English and extend my vocabulary and whatever. And I couldn't even send an email without sending them first to review it. So ridiculous, ridiculous. It took some time for me to realize that the problem is not me. And especially, like, I don't mind criticism as long as it's respectful and constructive and reasonable. So if these guys make the very same mistakes that I'm being blamed for, then it's just unfair, right? So yeah, it took a huge toll on my mental health. But the point is, I quit that job and I've been unemployed since basically January. And I completed a program. I touched on this topic in my previous video. And it's a very competitive industry, dentistry. I completed a dental admin program 2 months ago. And during these couple of months, while I was figuring out what I should do, while I was figuring out things in my life, whether it was the right decision to move here or not, I have also been very lonely. I have no friends, no connections, no social network, nothing. However, I did everything in my power to build a social network and everything, but it's one of the most difficult thing here, and just basically rebuilding my life. I'm almost 30 now, and rebuilding my life and stay strong and focus on your career and whatever. And then I was so isolated. I do have a car, so I could leave my home anytime I wanted, but it was just so isolating. My husband is working his ass off all the time. He got sick as well. So, things just added up. And I've been struggling with my mental health since I moved here 3.5 years ago. And I did go into depression. I would say I wasn't really diagnosed, like, I wasn't really told what level of depression I have, but there are days which are quite scary, and like, I feel like I've lost some parts of my personality that I love that I will never get back. But at the same time, I gained and learned some new things, which definitely added to my personality, which I'm really, really grateful for. So I went through these things everything was like emotionally, professionally, mentally, and even physically demanding period in my life. And I don't know what was the first interaction with plants. I mean, I've always had plants, but I was never passionate about them. And I've always had a few just for aesthetic and decoration purposes only. And I do remember it was around February, March this year when something just switched in my brain. And I got an Alocasia poly from one of the big box stores. And then I started watching YouTube videos. I started researching plants, reading about them, getting more and more plants. And then I realized that, damn, I love this. Even on days when I'm depressed, I just look at them. They calm my nerve down. I don't know what it is. I think it's something to do with the greenery. I feel connected to nature again, because I know I'm not alone with depression and other mental health issues. I also have ADHD, so that's why I sometimes, I'm all over the place and start to talk about something, and then I start to talk about a completely different thing. Oh, it's so funny sometimes. But the point is, I'm not alone. It's an epidemic. We are so disconnected from each other. We are so disconnected from nature. We don't have communities anymore we could turn to if we are in trouble or anything like that. Everyone is so reserved. And I've never really had hobbies before. What I'm really, really passionate about is traveling. And of course, that's something that requires a lot of money and free time and other resources. So I'm even though all the difficult things that I've been through and I'm still going through, I'm extremely grateful for this hobby because it brings me joy. It brings me joy. I don't know how else to say this. Okay, I'm gonna give this one a shower just to get rid of as much of the soil as I possibly can. And then I will be back, and then we're gonna put this one into this way. Okay, I'm back. So I got rid of the soil and washed the roots. Got rid of the rotten parts of the roots. So this is what we got. It's healthy and very established overall. It's gonna be angry at me. I know it's gonna be really, really angry at me, but I'm doing this for her own sake. And meanwhile, I was doing that, I checked on the Anthurium, and I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed a little bit. So when I checked on the roots, it was basically entirely mushy, and when I touched it, it fell apart like wet paper, basically. So I have no roots, and I'm disappointed because I got this plant 2 weeks ago, and during those 2 weeks, I only watered this once. So I think this rotting situation started before I got the plant. And yeah, maybe the seller could have checked on the roots before selling it. I don't know. We never know, right? One thing I know, before I sell a plant, I always check the roots because I don't want to disappoint anyone. But that is okay because I have a plan. I'm going to basically treat this plant like a cutting, which it is actually. So I have a clear plastic cup, and I'm going to grab some damp moss and propagate it. So it is what it is. But as I was saying, this is how I got into this hobby. And my husband pushed me to start a YouTube channel because, I mean, he's right. Why not, right? At least I have some purpose, some goals, build a channel, just doing something, right? I personally like to watch plant content on YouTube. So I started an Instagram because I love to take pictures of my plants. And it's also like, even if I won't continue doing this YouTube, it's also a great tool and practice to improve like public speech. I mean, there is no one here physically, but it's at the same time, it's some kind of public speech, right? And that's definitely my weak point. I don't like to talk in front of people. So yeah, I could only win with this situation. So I'm just gonna stick it down in the moss and yeah, hoping for the best that it's gonna give me some roots, because this was a wish list plant for so long. This plant looks so cool when it grows big. I don't really want to lose it, and I paid for it, so that's another aspect of it. My goal is still to obviously find a job, but I can imagine myself maybe starting my own business that's plant related, or even just building this YouTube channel and just create my own little like macro community here. That would be great as well. And, if this personal talk can help someone, can help one person, it was worth it. And I'm also helping myself. So this way is gonna be perfect for this one. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I already soaked and washed the leca. So I'm just gonna fill up this vase. Let's check if it's enough or not. A little bit more. Okay. So this is the amount of leca we have. I have the moss here soaked. I genuinely enjoy making videos and editing them, reviewing them and see what needs to be improved and everything like that. Yeah, I obviously want to keep some parts of myself, which I do off camera, because I figured if I do everything on camera, I'm gonna lose the joy part of this hobby. What I mean is, when I film a YouTube video, I hold myself to some standards, and I concentrate to talk normally, act normally, look into the camera, make eye contact. But I do enjoy sharing some parts of my life, and so I will figure out if I want to include personal topics on my channel or not. I'm very open-minded, friendly. I find a way to talk to different kind of personalities. I find a way. So it's, generally speaking, it's easy for me to connect with people. I mean, it's obviously a little bit more different here from a cultural aspect. But the point is, I don't mind opening up and I don't mind sharing information about myself. Well, up to some degree, of course. But I personally like those YouTubers that share personal information as well. So since I messed with the root system, it's gonna take a few days for it to reestablish itself in the new ways. So this is how it looks. I think it looks cool. I like to look at the vase and see, the roots and the leca and everything. I'm not gonna water it just yet because everything is wet. I'm back, only the Thai constellation that we need to do, and I made myself a coffee because I realized that it's so tiring filming a video and then do all these chores. So this is the pot I'm gonna put my Monstera in. It has a drainage hole, so that's perfect. I got this one from Amazon. This is just a plastic wire mesh, or the other way around, I don't know. But I think it's gonna be a little long, right? Or no? I don't know, maybe not. I mean, it's better to cut a little bit longer than, extend it in 2 months. That's pain. So, and this pot is long enough to be able to hold the sphagnum moss, like the moss ball, and the plant as well. This is how it looks. Is it ugly? I think it's okay. I think it looks nice. Yeah. So we are done with today's plenty chores. I think I'm gonna film more videos and I'm gonna take Molly for a long walk. It's really nice outside, it's not too warm. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it interesting or enjoy that I opened up a little bit, and let me know in the comments below what made you start this hobby, what made you collecting plants, what do plants mean to you, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate your support. I'm trying to reach 100 subscriber by the end of August, so we'll see. You can also check out my Instagram page, Frozen Jungle. I post there regularly about my collection, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!